Hi, this is Sam Burgess in the Cedar Creek Lake area of Texas, and behind the camera is Deb. And first of all, we'd like to congratulate you on finding your way to this movie. I know we either gave you a business card, or we asked you to come here, or you got it off of her forerunner, or someone else invited you. But before we get into the actual business that we want to talk to you about, there's a couple things I want you to think about. Number one is, with today's economic conditions, there's a lot of doubt in people's minds. A lot of people are worried about their future. And what I want you to do is just go back for a few years with me and think about a book that I read back in the 60s and 70s that was very popular by a guy by the name of Paul Getty. Paul Getty said, even back then, to be successful in the free enterprise system, there are three ingredients that we all have to make up our minds to take charge of. Number one, you got to have your own business. It's just that simple. Nothing wrong with working with anybody else. We've done it for many years, but owning your own business gives you a lot of freedom. The second thing Paul Getty said was very critical in owning your own business is a product or a service that everybody had to have. You didn't have to convince them to use it. They were already using it. You didn't have to talk them into buying it every month. It's something they automatically use and automatically buy. And number three, he said, the third very critical ingredient is you need to learn what leveraging your time is all about. He made a statement. He said that I would much rather have 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of the efforts of one. That's leveraging your time, having multiple outlets scattered around like you see a lot of successful companies doing. And what we wanted to talk to you about is a phenomenon that is sweeping across Texas, several other states, and eventually a lot of states. And that is the deregulation of a monopoly. And I think most people remember, or they heard about the deregulation of the airline industries about 30 years ago. Back then it was just a handful of carriers, and you didn't have a whole lot of choice about who you flew with. If you flew out of the Dallas airport, there was one or two carriers. And now there's many. Southwest Airlines did not exist 30-something years ago. Everybody remembers the deregulation of the telecom industry back in the early 80s. Back then, everything was mobile. You know, one company pretty much controlled everything. And today, my stars, we would never dream back in 1981 that you would one day walk into Walmart and buy a cell phone. But thanks to deregulation, it's benefited you and I and many other companies out there. But the deregulation that we want to talk to you about is the deregulation of the energy industry in America. Donald Trump and Warren Buffett made a very profound statement a few years ago. They said that the deregulation of the energy industry in America would be the single largest shift of wealth ever in the history of the United States. And that's what we want to talk to you about. If being a part of the deregulation of the energy industry, which once was a monopoly, intrigues you, you want to take advantage of it, you want to find a way that it can benefit you, fill out your name, your email address, and your cell phone number. And as soon as I get that, I will send you a personal invitation for about a 20-minute presentation of our business model, and our marketing plan. And I look forward to talking with you in about 3 days. Thank you.